Hello, this is wmpyr. For today's lesson, we're going to be talking about the knife. So this is the LLC Lapu-Lapu Corto training knife. Please invest in a training knife. It's really worth it, especially if you're really serious about training and understanding the knife. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the situation here where my opponent is there, I'm here, we have some distance, okay? So they could have a knife, and hopefully I have a knife too, or some sort of weapon or shield, okay? So right here, Stickman is in a form that I don't know if I've shown you this form before, but he's very versatile. I can change him up, and this is the configuration that I have put him in as of recent, and it's been fine. But anyway, okay, so we got some distance, and if this guy has a knife and I have a knife, you guys, there are some people that watch this video and they're going to be like, that's a knife fight. That is unrealistic because nobody duels anymore. There's no such thing as a knife duel anymore today, in today's modern day society. And maybe 90% of that is correct. I think there are some crazy people that still do it in some messed up, situations and stuff. And so I agree. However, the thing that these people are completely missing out is that if this person is serious about taking me out with the knife, okay, what these people will say is that you'll never see the knife. Well, if I never see the knife, I'll be dead. It's that simple. So I need some form of awareness, and I need to thwart basically what we're talking about is like an assassination attempt, or at the very least, it's going to be a holdup, of some kind, where the knife is going to be right against my neck or here. They got me by the neck like this, and those are what I showed there are very, very bad situations. Okay, and for me to thwart that, because I noticed that this guy's kind of moving, the way he's moving and the way he's trying to creep up on me, and I know something's not right. I get this gut feeling, and I have awareness. Okay, so using those kinds of cues, right, I'm able to stop that. I get my backpack between him and I, or a chair or whatever, and I'm like, what's going on? And I turn around, and I busted him. I caught him before he could put me in a terrible situation like this. I busted the guy. That's what you need to do. So boom, I'm like, what's going on? Right here, now this is a potential knife fight. To survive an assassination, your best bet is to change it into a knife fight. It's not that I want to have a knife fight with this guy, but I want to be in that challenge match duel type situation, because at least this way they're trying to attack me. I can't stop that, but I am aware and I'm ready. That's what I want. Okay, so please, so many people misunderstand that, and so many people are just quoting like parrots. They're saying knife fights don't happen today anymore, and that's it, and that's wrong. That's only half the truth. Okay, in order to survive a knife assassination or an ambush attack, you have to make it into a duel. You have to make it into a challenge type match where you're faced off, squared off like this. Okay, why? Because it's way better than being right here or like this. You have a much better chance. Okay, so once you're in this type of situation where you have the space, you're faced off, and it's like, okay, and maybe you have a knife, you're lucky enough to have a knife, they might have a knife. Okay, so in this situation, what do? Okay, I don't recommend to immediately just start doing Heaven 6 like this. Okay, maybe there's a slight chance you do the Heaven 6 and they go, whoa, this guy knows how to use the knife or a weapon or whatever. They're like, whoa, this guy has some skill. They freak out, they get intimidated, and then they're scared, and maybe they run away, and you ended the fight. That's great. Okay, that's awesome if that happens. I wouldn't bet on it. Okay, I just to me, if they're that weak that you do something like this and they go, and they freak out, then I mean they were never a worthy opponent in the first place. So that's just something that I'm not really concerned about. Why? Because I always anticipate this person to be as good as I am, if not better. Those are the words of Mario Sperry. So okay, the next thing right here is we are faced off like this, okay? And I don't recommend doing the heaven six because you could tire yourself out, because just doing this like this, I mean, this costs energy, okay? So doing this, I don't recommend it. And also, as I'm doing it, I am revealing what I want to do to this guy, okay? So as I'm doing this like so, right here, boom, 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 he's watching it, and maybe he doesn't understand the pattern, but as he's watching it, it's very natural human nature to start to see a timing. We're looking for a timing to come in, to attack, to grab, to stop you, you know? So he's gonna start to do that. He's gonna look for a timing. Okay, he may not be able to do what you're doing, and he may not understand it, but he's looking for a moment, the right time to come in and attack you, or to, you know, neutralize you, or slam you against the wall, or whatever. He's going to be looking for it, okay? So the least he's able to try to figure out the timing, the least time he has to try to figure it out, the better for me. I don't want him to figure anything out. I'd rather have him completely caught off guard. I want him to be surprised, okay? So I don't want to be doing this, okay? Once again. So I don't recommend it. What I recommend instead is, just like in boxing and kickboxing, you know, if you have movement, it's easier for you to go into movement. So rather than be zero movement from here, where you're completely still and then try to go into whatever you need to do, I'd rather be moving and try to be, you know, pacing myself, relaxing myself, trying to stay calm and try to be able to move and not freeze up. I'd rather be doing that personally, okay? So in that case, what I personally like to do is make circular motions right here with your arms, okay? Like this. Boom, boom. You see, just, they're not super fast or anything, but it keeps me moving. Keeps me moving. You could do this in your room right now. So you're just kind of moving like this, all right? Boom, boom. You could go this way. You could go this way, okay? So just moving around like so. Once again, this to me helps me stay relaxed, in control, and not freeze up. That's what I don't want. I don't want to be like, my mind is like, oh, I see this coming, but my body's not moving because I'm too scared, that there's too much adrenaline, it's too stressful or whatever. So I'm like 2 or 3 seconds behind my own brain. You know, I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay. So to help me combat that, do this. Okay. The other thing I like to do is this right here. Right. So right hand on top, left hand on top. Right hand on top, left hand on top. And these are small closes, small opens, small closes, small opens. So they're small movements right here. Okay, boom, boom. And I can mix it up with the circles. Mix it up with the circles and back to here. Okay, they're small. They're not all the way closed and they're not all the way open. Okay, they're just here, here. Like a wave, okay, boom. And then right here, like so, okay. So for me, I feel like I can go into attacks from here. Boom, boom, boom. Right here. Boom, boom, boom. So that's why I like this movement. Now, what I see a lot of people do when they spar, or even like in Hollywood and stuff, is this movement right here, where they go like this. They make this circular motion right here, and that comes from the sticks. So we do this motion with the sticks, and they're doing this constantly. I personally don't like that, because to me that's a technique. Yes, it's a warm-up exercise that we do for the sticks, you know, to increase your articulation and strength in your wrist. but to me, it's also a technique. It's a technique that I use right here. And if I'm not attacking with it, what am I doing? So if I do it out here like this, then to me that's just like a show-off move. So for that reason, I don't like it. I want everything I do to have a purpose for combat. So I see that so much in movies, you know, and even in sparring, when people are sparring, I see that a lot. So I personally do not like that at all. So I recommend instead is this and this right here. Okay, so make the circle movements right here, and then here. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and take care, folks.